See me them, see me boy. Yo man, respect around the world. Llegamos uniendo culturas como siempre. Con los Magic Fever. Penny Face. The Great Nigga. Hace tiempo que vi que no hablaban de ti, que el amor se acabó por la zona. Me pregunto si al fin conseguiste salir del dolor que a tu fe la abandona. Dime si es la verdad o tal vez no. Llegó la libertad, la traigo yo. Pero no perdona, pero ¿dónde las das las tomas? Pero compa, dame la canja bona para ver cómo si se asoma tu flow y tu bondad. Y dime si es así lo que por tu mente pasa, ganas de vivir para no quedarse en casa. Permíteme decir todo aquello que nos falta para poder reír con todo lo malo a raza. Y al verte sé que los caminos hoy nos llevarán a volver a ser los que luchan por borrar el mal. I'm lived down, believe sound, I win from blood clot brother. And sit down, I need flow. Stop all criminal murder. Hace tiempo que vi que no hablaban de ti, que el amor se acabó por la zona. Me pregunto si al fin conseguiste salir del dolor que a tu fe la abandona. Dime si es la verdad o tal vez no. Llegó la libertad, la traigo yo.
Me abriste en dos, viste mi corazón, el aire te llevó, tu amor al decir adiós, dime si vale la pena odiarme para que me quiera, dejar de decir que sí cuando quiero decir que no, renunciar a malos hábitos pero no mi sueño, no me dejo para después, lo primero soy yo, no reprimo sentimientos por miedo, enséñame. Necesito que tu alma me alimente y me da sed, dame saber. Si ese drama vuelve yo ya lo lloré. Y aunque Babilón duela, tú mismo tienes que saber que tu alma si vuela te lleva donde quieras ver. El problema te llega, tú mismo debes resolver.
Hay luna, dueña de la noche que paso yo soñando. Ninguna me da la solución para seguir yo luchando. Me gusta el color de tu pelo, tu labio de rosa, besaba caramelo.
It's my life, my way. Que nadie diga cómo debemos actuar. Tranqui a nuestra play. De siempre tuvimos, todo nunca sirvió envidiar. Yo me siento el rey. Paso de su corona y su trono quiero fumar, guay. Tú dime qué es la ley. De la tierra si la del universo manda más. Ay, tú sanarás, bienvenido al convite. El néctar degustarás, yo lo vomité. Porque todo lo de atrás es mejor si se omite. El secreto de la paz se habla en petit comité. Yo te hablo de Conices, de Mirlos Pegasoses. De sus vainas yo ni sé, ya me cansan sus voces. Van detrás del moniquesh que entre tantas manos es como el alma del perdido, cualquiera ya la voz.
Hace tiempo que vi que no hablaban de ti, que el amor se acabó por la zona. Me pregunto si al fin conseguiste salir del dolor que a tu fe la abandona. Dime si es la verdad o tal vez no. Llegó la libertad, la traigo yo. Hace tiempo que vi que no hablaban de ti, que el amor se acabó por la zona. Me pregunto si al fin conseguiste salir del dolor que a tu fe la abandona. Dime si es la verdad o tal vez no. Llegó la libertad, la traigo yo.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
No hay tiempo para pensar si hoy queda más que reír por lo que nos hizo sentir. Si la intuición no te deja seguir, no te vayas a rendir. No te quiero ver sufrir. Búscate, escúchate, lucha, que mucha de tu fuerza nace de ti. Vas a ver que alimañas muerden tus entrañas, con sus artimañas extrañan tu fin. Sigue pues si tus pies tocan el suelo, el anzuelo no tira de ti. Grita fuerte si la vida te duele, que vuele el dolor, lo expulsamos de aquí. That me can go. Mi llorar río. Dalo ella mira las nubes antes de perder las formas. Sé la luz del sol cuando no lo puedas ver. Cierra su boca cuando te hablen de más normas. Todo lo mal montado se ha de romper. Aunque que tú te rompas no hará más que estorbar. Si es bajo el castigo y mando de Lucifer, en verdad tú sabrás con lo que te conformas. Y yo con el super amor traer. Hablan sin sentido y se enamoran, pero todo llega y solo te queda esperar. Pasan los segundos y las horas y sin darte cuenta todo vuelve a comenzar. Todo parece lógico en este mundo de plástico. Hay que ver la fe cómo se va perdiendo. Quizás me quede afónico de ser mi propio médico y crecer sin ser un hombre que va muriendo. Tal vez me estoy volviendo loco. Tal vez viviendo poco a poco.
Got me so high, there's nobody low. You take me too high, there's no way to go. Así que let's go, vamos a bailar lento, sintiendo todos los movimientos de acá adentro. I won't let you down, thinking this moment of happiness right now, 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 now. El alma del que se aleja cuando te quejas, te retrocede de atrás. No te pierdas, yo te perderás. Abre la puerta de tu portal, que te arrastra
Oh man, I think that was a hard echo. I got a new little family. By the way, that's for the birds. Yo. I used to say that back in the day, bro. Back in the day, back when when I was growing up. It's like, yo, man, I can't find my glasses, by the way. And listen, happy to see you guys again. Sorry for not doing a class early in the morning. It is technically my Sabbath, and there was something I kind of want to take a break a little bit, and just meditate on this class because it's gonna get kind of. I'm gonna go scriptural today, fam. Okay, a lot of the other classes. Well, look. By the way, if there's an echo, you gotta let me know. Okay. I can hear an echo. I think. I think it's this one, right? I think it's this one. Yep. This is the one that gives an echo to. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, whatever. All right. So let me just see who's here, bro. Let me just check before I get all into the class. Pedro, yo. The class begins. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, family. All right, that's important. If the sounds are wacky, just let me know, okay? Just let me know. When the class begins, let's all make sure to hit that like and subscribe button on there. Let's spread the word to our people. Shalom. Yeah, that's a good point. I did see that after. David's goat hair, Aaron's beard, milk for maidens, Mary's hair, flat nose. The hair part. That's the real catchy one. The hair part. Well, I was just doing some background sound. I don't really like this. Give me a second. The hair part, because in case you guys are not aware, certain people have certain hair that just beads off. They don't absorb hair. They can't absorb water or something to that effect. Where like for example, like my wife and my daughters, they all have like long hair. My wife has a lot of hair, but my daughters have long hair, and when they wet their hair, it does absorb water, and you could tell. It's like, they can whip me with whoosh. That can't happen to certain people. I'm just saying. So the brother's got a point. Brother's got a point. Post my comments, damn it. I want answers to this tier, right? And you know what? You're not the only one, bro. You're not the only one, technically. You are not the only one. Post my verses. Way to demand it, by the way. Way to demand it, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Come on, man. You gotta come to this channel, bro. You gotta demand shit. You can't be asking me all nicely. I mean, you can, but you know what I mean? I'm joking, by the way. Don't be rude. Post my verse comments up there on the screen for all to see. I want them to explain, which is very true. Because a lot of you BHIs, and I say it that way now because I'm like, you give the Christians a very hard time, but there's a lot of questions y'all can't even ask. You can't even answer. Hey, by the way, real quick before I move on, I have now classes at 6 p.m. Watch tonight. Man, you gotta let us know some of that, bro. You gotta let us know some of those links of those classes that you may have, because we are trying to get the connection here. Okay, we're trying to connect our culture, our historia, where we come from. We're not trying to depend on other people, strangers from afar, telling us who we are. Okay, we don't want that. So man, bring it on, bro. We'd love. Hey man, to be honest, I'd like to learn. Okay, just be honest with you. I'd like to learn. Me personally. What we got here? Dr. Sevi, many more black doctors told black Africans to avoid dairy products. That throws Proverbs 27 out the window. Damn. Matter of fact, let's read it. I never said that. I don't think I've read that one, dude. It's a good one. It says, and thou shalt have goat's milk, enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. Hey man, that's a heavy one right there. Here he goes.
小叶山前，小叶山前，来比小叶，小叶山前，来比小叶山前。
Because I'm always like, let me show you something, right? But it's true. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, man, I don't like goat milk, goat nothing, man. I don't like that gamey taste, bro. My mom and I get it from my mom. My whole family loves it. My wife, my kids, man. I just, for some reason, I can taste that damn thing, man. It's horrible. But I know what you mean. They can't. It's like against, I don't know, their digestive system or something. Yeah, by the way, what time's your time zone, bro? That's a good question. It's 5 o'clock. I'm assuming he's probably middle. You know, I actually responded to a post you made, bro. So let me check this out. Since we're connecting here, let's do this, man. And brother, All Will Be Revealed has a Discord connection that we can go on independently. No obligations, no charges whatsoever. I'm not gonna be the one to tell you that I'm A all the time. I'm not. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. But it's a good way to connect. We do post. I post random. Other brothers post a lot more things. So All Will Be Revealed, bro. You should post your email, like, you know, general, and then we'll go from there. All right. So now, let's begin, man. Class is called "Decolonize the Lies." Now, every now and then we have a couple strangers from afar that come to this channel and try to tell us, or at least me, but I think they tell us, you know what I mean? Because they tell me, they tell all of us. Because I'm, in a sense, showing you that we don't know shit. We don't know nothing. Put the Bible down. It's our book, yada, yada, yada. We're Mongols, all of that, you know, all that shenanigans. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, I know the Bible, the book. Man, it's a thick book, bro. And on top of the fact that we actually have lost the original translation, which is why kind of, you know, segues back to brother right here. We are trying to connect our roots back to who we are. According to the Bible, not according to what people tell us, not according to what you assume, not according to what Black Hebrew Israelites or whatever you guys want to call yourselves, you know what I'm saying? Not according to what you guys think. No. We got it. We're not dumb like you think we are. And somebody had to basically speak up about that. So the hell with you, mofos. Stop calling us silly dogs and shit like that, because wisdom comes from above. Wisdom comes from above. Proverbs 2:2, it says, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding. I'm not going to sit here and listen to your understanding, stranger from afar. Now that the Most High has woken me up. Because whether you believe it or not, that's exactly what happened. I know that to you Christians, that's like speaking in tongues and shit. No, it's not what it means. It literally does happen. But there's a process. There's a process. And throughout the whole scriptures, which is our book, okay, it has given us wisdom. And it says ear, and it says eyes, and it says apply, and it says heart, and it says understanding. But see, for you that assume you are of the book, hopefully you are. But you that assume and you're not, you will never see what we see or what I see. And my job is to share my people, share with them what I see. Not for me to keep it. No, not at all. So if you happen to get some crumbs along the way, so be it. Because technically we were all supposed to keep the commandments of God. So again, I'm going to take you to a journey. And I'm going to share with you how we are so far behind in regards to understanding and how clear things are. So nobody really has the right to say, like the scripture said, hey, Jesus is over here, or the Messiah is here, or the word of God is here. No, nobody should be saying that. However, it does require independent work. We'll show you. I will show you, my friends. Again, Proverbs 2:2. So that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom. Meaning, if thou incline, could be gets a breakdown of thou. Look up some words. Because I know RAZA don't be like, I mean, we don't like to be looking up words, bro. Y'all getting lazy. But that's not our job anymore, man. You guys were not meant for this. You see, the problem with before was we were not getting the correct spiritual food. As we kept reading about so-called our history in the Bible and who brought it to us and our Christians first and BHIs after, it was always stale. There was always something missing that we couldn't put our finger on. But it's like, man, it just doesn't. It resonates, but it doesn't resonate, you know? And I remember in these first walks of mine, when I first initially was at least, I don't know, call it whatever, woken up, whatnot. Link first getting a server. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you work on that. I don't know what that means. You know, as he so-called calls you, wakes you up, whatever, sleeper cell, I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it. There are things in your path that are occurring that are technically, like, when you look back, you're like, oh, that's why you did that. Yeah, for real. So let's read this now, okay? So that Tao, what does Tao mean? Our job now is to look up who we are. And it's going to require words like the brother here, again, segue back to Vicky's. He's studying words. Words. Because they mean something. So we have to study words because they mean something. Okay? So let's get that. I'm glad you posted that, bro. I'm like, dude, it's perfect, man. Praises, all glory to our Father. Archaic or dialect form of you as a singular subject. So that thou incline, meaning if you incline, that means feel willing, favorable, tendency, lean to, if you incline your ear to wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding, what's going to happen? What's going to happen, Ak? Let's read it real quick. Thought I had it already, bro. Come on. Set it up. Come on. Get it together, Ak. I'm just making fun of that. Anyways, it says, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding. Semicolon. So what does semicolon mean? I know y'all think this is a joke, but it's not. Because you want to know so many people don't even look this up, family. So listen, man. I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a clue about us, RAZA. Now, we may be the smallest, the ugliest, the shortest. Who cares, bro? But you know one thing we got? We got work ethic. Oh, damn.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
We got work ethic. So that means if you apply work ethic to words that you're supposed to learn, guess what? You're unstoppable. Stoppable. I'm just telling you, man, in my line of work, I'm not the smartest, not the brightest, but you know what kicks ass is the fact that my work ethic, I do the little shit nobody wants to do. And that's RAZA, man. We do the stuff nobody wants to do. Hello. Anyways, semicolon is a colon curricular sibling while the come on, that's not what I want. Semicolon. A semicolon separates related and independent clauses that are joined without coordinating conjunction. Right? So there's two separate terms, two separate points that are going to be connected. So like wisdom and understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge, cries after knowledge. Now, you don't cry because, I mean, you could cry in a happy way. You can cry in a very sad way. But, you know, the contrite heart is the ones that he's looking for. And lifted up thy voice for understanding. So you got to ask for these things, right? If thou seekest her as silver. Damn, her. Wisdom. Don't get it twisted. There's no goddess in the Bible like that, okay? Don't go Christian on me now. Don't go Virgin Mary on me. And searcheth for her as for hid treasures. Again, it's wisdom. It just reflected. It's giving you the explanation of wisdom, how to treat it, how to incline to it, and why you should incline to her. It's talking to men, technically, right? Prophets. So as if you, let's say you ever fall in love, you know what that's about. You're gonna do whatever. I mean, you're gonna incline to her. So wisdom is the same way, right? And lifted up thy voice for understanding. If thou seekest her as silver and searcheth for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. Again, it goes back to the daily regimen of our, what should I say? Of our homework. We just covered the other day, schoolmaster. So this is our homework. We got a daily homework. If you guys have kids that are in school, they have homework every day. You guys think you don't? Listen, I've told you guys before. man, and excuse my language. Let me close this real quick because I just want to say this, man. If you guys are over here acting like I'm gonna be a professional in my business, man, fuck trying to be a professional at your business. Why don't you be a professional about you? Be a professional about these scriptures. Be a professional about wisdom. Be a professional about how to conduct yourself. Because when you are a professional about you, guess what? All of that shit will just fall in place. But see, when you don't walk with wisdom and understanding and fear of the Lord, that's what it is, you're gonna be so arrogant and boastful. And guess what? Even with this understanding, like we heard it before in another video, great men with intelligence, men of intelligence, if they're not well rooted, power makes them into fools. And this makes fools into wicked men. And we see it. We have examples of them everywhere. IUICs, we saw them fighting on the corners. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just going to be real, man. I've never seen Christian homeboys like RAZA, you know what I'm saying? Like, I met them that were throwing down like, hey, I'm a Christian, Holmes. I'm a Protestant, Holmes. Hey, F that. I've never.
Que alguien me explique.
Who are you?
Me personally never seen it, so I don't. Maybe I'm imagining things and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyways, yea, if thou criest after knowledge and lifted up thy voice for understanding, if thou seeketh her as silver. Now I'm going to tell you something. Silver is not an easy thing to find. And searcheth for her as for hid treasures. You guys understand those movies, right? You know. Then thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and the knowledge of God. So now, how do we get this knowledge? How do we get this knowledge? Oh, hold on. A little blur. It's even worse, man. Damn. It went from bad to worse. Sorry, family. I just want to show you my wrinkles, like for real, like my real wrinkles, you know. I'm not trying to fake the funk here. Hold on. Let me get my glasses, dude. It's getting a little bright. Anyhow. All right. Hold on. Let's see. It's a little dark in here, bro. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's continue with this regarding the fear of understanding. All right. So since we don't necessarily have all the books, you know, we've heard that, right? We've heard that. It's true. It's true. It's very true. How are we guided? And how do we how do we maintain ourselves? And how do we know what to listen and who to listen to? Or like what's real and what's not, right? So you have to confirm everything. But the most important thing before anything else is Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So now you guys are going to go Christian on me and probably say, oh my God, you got to fear God. You know, bend over, get smacked. No, dummies. No, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Okay, how am I going to gain wisdom by being afraid? It's pretty stupid, right? It's dumb. It doesn't work that way. No. You see, family, let's look up some words. Let's go to... I need to get a song like that, like a kid song. Ding, 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 ding. Let's look up some words. I'm having fun. I rather enjoy learning, family. I'm not kidding you. I never did. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna look at my I'm gonna try to look up for my transcripts and I'm gonna show you my GPA. I'm gonna show you my GPA. Y'all need to see these things because you won't believe it. You'll think I'm joking. Oh man, I love my GPA and then my record. So you'll know that I'm not some agent. I'm not hiding with nobody's. No, man, I'm telling you, when the Most High does what He does, it's beautiful and it's self-manifested. That's what I say. It is great, man. I mean, I'm telling you, when you actually can smile about learning words that pertain to your history, bro. Like the brother, again, segue back to this. Listen, I'll watch this class later because I'm about to study my Nahuatl. Bro, he's excited to go learn. That's what y'all got to be like, bro. It's your beautiful history right here. You should love it and yearn it. For God's sakes, you got Wobbles trying to take it. They really want to be you guys. As much as they want to be. I was gonna include them in this, but I'm like, it's not even worth it. It's really not. All right, what word am I looking up? I almost forgot. Oh, that's right, fear. Fear. The word fear. So, what does word fear mean? There's a couple definitions of the word fear. An unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness, an assistance of this emotion, a state marked by this emotion, anxious concern, profound reverence. That right there. Profound reverence. Okay. So, look, listen. I love my father, and I never really had a great relationship with him. I learned a lot about that, and now I apply it with my children. So, even if I didn't get along with my father, I still feared him, but it wasn't like a fear, like, I'm scared. No, it was like, he was my father, man. Like, I was like, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to do as best as I could to listen to him. I just was very rebellious, you know? I had problems, man. But anyways, I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to make you guys understand that this fear that he's talking about, it's not like go like a dog. En la cola en las piernas, güey. No, that's not what it means. It means the reverence, okay? The reverence, the awe of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. When you understand that you're just a moco in this world, that is the beginning of wisdom. That the Most High created you. Matter of fact, I'm going to show this. I'm going to tell you right now, family. People in AA, in these Alcoholic Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous rooms, they have more of a chance to, I don't know, for God to hear them than Christians in damn Christian rooms. I'm going to tell you that right now. You know why?
Who are you?
Because these guys in AA and NA, they actually have laws on how to get sober. You cannot get sober without the laws that they provided you, and you cannot get sober without the spiritual awakening of the laws. Oh God, you Christians are so funny. You're so far from God, man, and so close to the devil. And BHI, y'all even worse. I'm not even. You got your own people confused. They're like left and right. You got wobbles, you got comedics, you got BHIs, you got Africans, you got African, you got Americans, you got Republicans. Y'all even all over the place. No wonder you want some of this. No wonder. It's painful, but it's beautiful because through, in a sense, this experience of ours, we've learned that the fear of the Lord is not necessarily tenerle miedo como pendejos, you know? It's actually profound reverence. So when you have a profound reverence of somebody, for example, our Creator, right? You are going to be more than willing to do what He's asking you to do. You are going to be more than willing to put yourself through specific tasks that only you are willing to do because you have Him as a reverence. You're not afraid. Because there's people that you're afraid of. I mean, not necessarily me, but from society, you're afraid of people and you do things out of fear. Like, okay, for court. Yeah, okay, I was afraid of court. Shit. I did shit out of fear, not out of reverence. But see, I do these things out of reverence. So since we had our asses whooped, and that's not a bad word, by the way, it's in the Bible. Let's go through what is the wisdom that the Most High is requiring. Okay. Sirach 6:23 says, "Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel." Now, this doesn't say receive my advice, me, moi, and then listen. No. It says the scriptures. Receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy fetters in thy neck into her chain. Like what? What the hell are fetters? That's why, family, I learned to learn. Watch this.
李少爷，少爷上阵，少爷上阵，李少爷，少爷上阵，李少爷上阵。
Let me show you something, family. Fetters means a chain or shackles for the feet. something that confines, restraint. That's why, hey, here, excuse me. That's why you Christians that say the laws are done away with, and I'm going to give you some examples of how confusing that is. It cannot work that way. Okay? Put thy feet into her fetters. Remember, her is wisdom, right? And thy neck into her chains, right? Okay. Put thy feet into her fetters, meaning shackles, meaning discipline. Discipline. And thy neck into her chains. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her. What? The discipline of the Most High, because that is what gives you wisdom. And be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart. Be sincere. We read earlier certain things that were required. Proverbs 2:2. It said it earlier. Come unto her with thy whole heart and keep her ways with all thy power. Again, it says her. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. Remember, you got the shackles this whole time. You got feathers on you. If you guys ever been to jail, you know what? Let me tell you something, family. It's kind of sad right now. It's depressing. Not depressing, but I feel for you guys because there were several people watching this, right? And maybe the enemy came in trying to see what enemy documents I have on them. So since I'm not bringing out enemy documents on them right now, they just skedaddled. Half of them, right? So I'd like to really share with y'all how people are watching you and they're watching what you're learning. So it is imperative. Look up that word. To continue to learn. It says, then shall her, for the search and seek daily. That's why Paul said, examine yourselves daily. If the Most High dwelleth in you, what are you searching and seeking for? Oh, are we not understanding that? How do you get to know the Most High? You guys don't even know, I bet. And none of these Christians or BHIs can tell you. I just gave you a hint. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got a hold of her, let her not go. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to joy. Watch this. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. Why is this? Oh, sorry. Then it says here, for there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple laced. Not Phoenician type. Are purple laced. Right? Which is why when you go back to the fear of the Lord, meaning the discipline is the beginning of wisdom, a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. Remember, search and seek, apply, go through it, bow down thy shoulders and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So the first thing is to actually learn the discipline. And the next thing is to do the discipline. And that's how you gain wisdom. And that's how you get to know the Most High. He ain't going to talk to you. I ain't even going to go there. They're crazy, man. Crazy. Anyways, so I'm going to explain something to you guys. Why it is important to study. And why it's good to like really try to read or study as many, not study, I should say, defined verses based on different translations. So then you can quickly, or at least honestly, understand. Let's get to this part here. So we're talking about, he says here, I'll read right here. This is where the point is, okay? This is Sirach, the prelude, I believe. Okay. The prelude of the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. That's not the same one. Wherefore, it says, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention. See, search and seek. And to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words. See, so forgive us, where we may not be able to find a proper translation, which we have labored to interpret, you see. For the same thing uttered in Hebrew, is translated into another tongue, have not the same force in them, and not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. For in the 8th and 13th year coming into Egypt, when Evergates was king and continuing there some time, I found a book of no small learning. Therefore, I thought it must most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill, that space to bring the book to an end, and to set it forth for them also, which in a strange country are willing to learn, being prepared before in manners to live after the law. All wisdom cometh from the Lord and is with him forever. But you see here that it says here that it's necessary, and it requires a diligence and travail to interpret it. What's travail? Travail. How you spell it? Yes, I didn't even see. Oh, well, the other way. Way off, family. Work specially of a painful, laborious nature. Laborious nature. You see this? This is a laborious nature. So, as you guys can see, it's a laboring task that we have ahead of us. Again, many are called, but few are. Whoever knows that ending should know what that is. Many are called, but few are. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 14 real quick. I'm going to show you something, okay? Verse 37. Just real quick. It says here, so I took the 5 men, this is Ezra speaking, and he commanded me, and he went into the field and remained there. And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Ezra, open thy mouth, and drink that I give thee to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, which was full as if it were with water, but the color of it was like fire. And I took it and drank it. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory. This isn't shrooms, guys. That was stupid, okay? Because if you look at Genesis, it says basically the same thing. I don't want to get into it. I'll talk about it later. And my mouth was open and shut no more. And the highest gave understanding unto 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. As for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. In 40 days they wrote 240 books. And it came to pass when the 40 days were filled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. That's why we hear about the Meshiacha speaking in parables. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so. So we're talking about several books. Okay. But that's not all. Folks. We go to the New Testament. Check this out. Paul says it again. 1 Corinthians 13:12. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as I also am known. Let me read it again. This is talking about the Corinthians. Paul is talking to the Corinthians. Okay. He says in verse 11. No, matter of fact, let's go to verse 9. It says, for we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is to come, then that which is in part shall be done away. Let me read it again so you guys can understand. Okay? You need to be mindful of what he's saying. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, that's Hebrews 10. For the shadow, here, I'm just show you real quick. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you guys. But you got to connect these dots. This is the due diligence required here. For the law, Hebrews 10. For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things. For the law, having a shadow of the good things to come. I think it's in chapter 8, if I'm mistaken. Let's see. Here goes right here. Verse 4. Hebrews 8:4. For if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, instructions, who served unto the example and shadow of heavenly things. Shadow. Shadow. Skip it real quick. But now that he had obtained a more excellent ministry, okay, by how much more he is the mediator of a better covenant. Skip it real quick. Verse 7. For if that first covenant had been fault, then should no place have been sought for the second. Now, I don't want to lose y'all, but remember, everything's in part. Everything was in part. So that's why Paul said, we prophesy in part. For 1 Corinthians 13:9, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. Because obviously he couldn't know everything. All the prophets couldn't learn everything. But when that which is perfect is to come, meaning the return, then that which is in part shall be done away with, meaning the blurry understanding. Then it says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. So when you're a child, you don't really give your child detailed information. You give them general instructions, get that done, or here's how it works. I understood as a child. I thought as a child, right? You educate your children. You don't really talk to them like adults just yet. Some kids you do, but not all of them. Very rare. But when I became a man, I put away childish things, meaning I understood and I had to actually do the work and diligently get involved in what I'm actually seeing. Because Paul would go around, or the prophets go around teaching, showing, and they would have to actually find it in the Bible themselves. For now we see through a glass, he understood darkly, but then face to face, meaning eventually we'll actually learn the whole truth. Now I know in part. Even he admits, I know in part, not all of it, but I know more than you, but even in part, I don't know all of it. But then shall I know, even as also I am known, meaning he'll know who. I'll go deeper now. And now abated faith, hope, charity. Anyways, the point being is this. We see it all in part. That's why you dumb Christians, okay, I'm not on the BHIs right now because they don't really say this thing. Specifically you guys. Watch this real quick. 2 Ezra 9:1, it says, watch this. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand wisdom, understanding, incline your ear, open your eyes, right? Seek and search. Because it says here, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the eyes will begin to visit the world which he made. You see? How are you going to know the signs if you're not studying? How are you going to know the signs if you're not being diligent about the scriptures? How do you know how to measure? How do you know if what's wisdom? What is understanding? How do I keep the laws? First thing you got to do is you need to learn how to shut your ass up and humble yourself. That's what you got to do. You're nothing. Listen, I have to accept that. I'm a moco, man. I'm a freckle. You embrace that and you don't feel like you're God, because that's what we're surrounded by. We're back in the days of Noah, family. Then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And we know that's happening. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Are we not seeing that? Even though Paul said, we see in part, we prophesy in part, but we get enough understanding. We get enough understanding to see the signs. So we see the uproars, we see the earthquakes, okay? Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So that to me sounds like regeneration. Let's continue. Whoop. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. It says here, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. That is why this is important. And you guys believe who you want to believe. You want to believe the Old Testament keepers? Go ahead. Revelation 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God in faith. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of the Meshiacha. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. That's 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. Even in the Apocrypha, it talks about that. And even in Genesis, it mentions that Noah had grace. Ooh, grace? What do you mean, grace? Yeah. You see? So, what is it going to require, family? Faith. And what else? You got to get in this book, fam. My job is to warn you, but it's your job to get in here. As you can see, you got people that get upset because we're trying to do the right thing. They're mad. Don't do it for me, family. Do it for yourselves and your children, or your wife, or your husband, or your mom, or your dad. Because remember, this is something I teach my kids. And they all know this, and I think that hopefully they all make decisions based on it. I think so far. I said to them that your decisions are not just, they're not just going to affect you. They're going to affect me, your mom, your brother, your sister. Why is that? Because we love you. We care for you. So if you do something wrong or something bad or something happens to you, it's going to hurt us. So that's why you got to be mindful of the decisions that you make right now. My son's 11. I asked him, you want to get married one day? All that little talk. Rush for, not serious. I was like, well, I know you're 11, but believe it or not, your decisions that you make right now are going to affect your children later on. See, you have to give your children the long-term vision. Without a vision, people perish. Scriptural. That's scriptural. That's Proverbs. Without a vision, people perish. Without a hedge, people get destroyed. Without our kings, meaning our leaders, we had no clue what to do, which is what happens in Deuteronomy 28. We're going to touch on it. I mean, you guys tell me. 2 Timothy 2:15, it says, study to show thyself approved unto God. Not to me, not to your mom, your dad, your brothers, unto God. A workman What's a workman do? A specialist, a diligent man, an excellent man or woman, a professional about his life, not about his work. That he's a professional about his life. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, because I'm sure that if you guys really are of this book, you're going to want to be a good man. You're going to want to be a good father. You're going to want to be able to balance your life and deal with the intricacies of this whole world that it's given to you, because the fight is in the mind. When you close your eyes, family, you can't even feel your skin. Think about that. When you go to sleep and you close your eyes, you can't even feel your legs, your arms, nothing. It's just you. So the war is in the mind. Study to show thyself approved unto God, because this is a spiritual war. Same fleshy, man. This flesh is going to be over soon. A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Rightly dividing. You see, you don't got to believe me. I give you the verses, apply them. But if you don't apply them, if you don't read them, and if you don't have a foundation, or if you're not sincere about yourself, if you're still dealing with anger and malice and all kinds of guile, like Peter said, 1 Peter 2:1, wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisy and all envies and all evil speaking, that means that you all have that. But if you're not going to lay that aside, you'll never understand it. If you don't admit that you have guile, malice, you're a hypocrite, that you envy, and you speak evil of people, because I know you guys all do. I mean, for God's sakes, man, I got somebody I talked to for a while. The guy was talking shit about me 3 months ago, and we just kind of stopped talking around that time. I find out he's saying all kinds of stuff. Oh, yeah, but you're of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? At least I admit that I got malice and guile and hypocrisy and envies and evil speaking. I work on them every single day because I want to get to know the Father. Ooh. Clue number 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. It's funny that Peter talks about newborn babes, renewing the mind, because he mentions that as well. If the days of Noah, it's going to be like that. And yet Noah was saved by water, not by the cleaning of the flesh. I'm going to get to it. So prove yourselves unto God, man. Rightly dividing the word. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. So for me, that I got this assignment, I guess, my job was to tell you and warn you every single day, yo, it's coming. Repent. Get away from your enemies. Get on this boat. Come on. It's not water this time, but it's coming. Come on, family. But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So for every one of us that has assignments, some of us are behind, some of us are ahead, but each one of us has to actually be applicable to that. So every single day we got to do it. Why? Because we have to be the ones. Verse 9, have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Now, we all need examples, family. So again, daily, examine yourself, daily get in this book. And I mean, if you don't know how, reach out. If you really are serious, you don't got to, again, learn the basics. Nehemiah 9:3 says, and they stood up in their place and read in the book of the law of the Lord, their God, 1/4 part of the day. So it's broken down in 4 parts, right? 6 from, let's say, 6 in the afternoon to 12 in the evening. 12 at midnight, to 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning to, actually, how's it go? For the sake of math, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit off today, so forgive me. And they stood up in their place and read in the book of the law, of the Lord, 1/4 part of the day. So let's say the day is broken into 4 parts. So the 1/4 of the part, 1/4 of the day, they read the book of the law. Another 4th part, they confessed to the Most High, not to your padre's way, and worship the Lord their God. So as you can see, you got to pretty much have the Most High on your mind almost 24/7, if not 24/7, because that's how we guard our mind. Remember, it says the helmet of salvation. The fight is in the mind. Now, again, we talked about, where am I going with this? Because we talked about a bunch of different things, right? Now, one of the things that I had talked about, or that I showed you earlier, was the fact that we got a lot of books to read, or we got a lot of material that we don't have access to. So I am touching on some of these materials. So I'm going to show you how some of these things are confirming. But again, I'm going through the process of these books. So I'm going to kind of take you through how I go about things, right? Just a little bit. So we're going to touch on Genesis 5:19, okay? It says, and Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 21, and Enoch lived 65 years. Verse 22, and Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah. Verse 23, and all days of Enoch were 365 years. So now we hear this book of Enoch. We hear this book of Enoch, right? Okay. Now another word that we hear about is jubilees. We hear jubilees, and there's several verses that mention jubilees. I'll give you one right now. And it's not necessarily like, I'll look it up right now. I'll show you what jubilees means, so you can see. Verse 36, where you at? Jubilees 36:4, it says, and when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribes wherein they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribes of their fathers. That's the point. Point is jubilees. What does jubilees mean? Check it out. Special anniversary, celebration of such, jubilation, a year of emancipation or restoration, Hebrew law to be kept every 50 years by the emancipation of enslaved Hebrews, yada, yada, yada. So it's a period of time, for lack of better words. Okay. Now, check this out now. We also heard of this book. And, Christians and BHIs, they don't like, well, most BHIs don't like these books. Sorry, family, I got a messed up neck. And I think I know why. Because it confirms that, we didn't come out of Africa. They wanted to be out of Africa. And I got a question earlier today, or 5 hours ago, or 6 something. I barely answered it. Jerusalem is in what part of the continent? It was like Eastern continent in the Arabian tectonic plate. Not Africa or Africans. I don't know why you guys are forgetting Abraham came like from the Ur of the Chaldees, way the hell over there, man. And then when you look at like the churches, none of them were in Africa. It's pretty silly of you to even think that. But desperation, that's what happens to animals, man. When animals are desperate, they'll do whatever it takes. Let's see, Numbers 36:4. Is it 36:4? No, man. Come on. Did you write it around? Hold on a second, family. 36. Around 36. No wonder. So I went to Joshua. Where did I go to Joshua? Oh, Joshua 13. That's right, Joshua. My bad, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it says, and the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people have avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is it not this written in the book of Joshua? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hastened not to go down about a whole day. So here, this is where, y'all can also confirm that the earth doesn't revolve around the sun, because you can see here that Joshua tells the sun to stop and the moon to hold. Now, some people say this is a flat earth topic because, you're going like this, right? Some people are like cycles like that. That's not the point right now. The point being is that the earth does not evolve around the sun. Okay? Get that right. That's fake science. Unless you don't believe it. Christians, stop. Oh my God, you guys are all over the place. So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and he said not to go down about a whole day. Is it not written in the book of Joshua? So it's mentioned. Samuel says it too. Check this out. 2 Samuel. Chapter 1. It reads, Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Joshua. So Joshua is, guess what's up with this Joshua, man? What's the question with Joshua, bro? what I mean? What's the question with Jasher? Well, I've been looking at these books, and I'll tell you this. I'll go as far as to show you this part. So remember, we know in part. So we prophesy in part. So let's confirm these books, at least at the beginning, because it's showing that it's true, that it did happen, and that it's going to happen again, but not with water. Genesis 6:1 says, "And it came to pass when men began to multiply in the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of the which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years." Funny that it says that, dude, because also I think it's in Enoch. I don't know if I'm gonna read it today or Jasher. That well, yeah, actually no, it's clear. 120 days, right, of your life. You know, it's 120 days of rain, 4 months. Anyways, moving on. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, and the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Now, some people say that they were actual angels, and some people say they were humans. You know, that's not my concern right now. This is my point. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented that the Lord that he had made man on the earth. Now, the point being is that they went wicked, right? They went wicked. But check this out. Hey, Old Testament keepers. Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Grace, works, grace. Interesting. Let me go to this one real quick. Let me show you guys something. Now, I find it interesting because we see that in Enoch 105 as well. Check this out. It says here. Is this it? Don't tell me I don't have it. 105:16. Oh, 16, my bad. Here it goes right here. Let me magnify this family. It says here. And his posterity shall beget on the earth giants, and not spiritual, but carnal. Upon the earth shall a great punishment be inflicted, and it shall be washed from all corruption. Now therefore inform thy son Lamech that he who is born is his child in truth, and he shall call his name Noah, for he shall be to you a survivor. I believe he also called him a servant in the Genesis one. He and his children shall be saved from the corruption which shall take place in the world, from all the sin and from all the iniquity which shall be consummated in the earth in his days. Afterwards, all greater impurity take place. Afterwards, shall greater impiety take place than that which had been before consummated on the earth. For I am acquainted with holy mysteries, which the Lord himself has discovered and explained to me, and which I have read in the tablets of heaven. And then I saw it written that generation after generation shall transgress, until a righteous race shall rise, until transgression and crime perish from off the earth, until all goodness come upon it. That's interesting. Every good tree brings forth good fruit. He picks certain men to, in a sense, repopulate the earth. Right? Now, we also mentioned Jasher. You know, talks about Jasher. Check this out. Jasher 5. Look what Jasher 5 says. We're talking about people bugging out, man. Jasher 5:9. Is it 5:9? Yeah, it says this. This is why I do what I do, family. And Noah and Methuselah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Jasher chapter 5, verse 9, I believe. And Noah and Methuselah spoke all the words of the Lord to the sons of men, day after day, constantly speaking to them. If you guys have been watching this channel, I've been doing this day after day, fam. But the sons of men would not hearken to them, nor incline their ears to their words, and they were stiff-necked. Watch this. And the Lord granted them a period of 120 years, saying, if they will return, then will God repent all evil, and as not to destroy the earth. Noah, the son of Lamech, refrained from taking a wife in those days to beget children. For he said, surely how God will destroy the earth, wherefore shall I beget children? That's smart. Anyways, the point being is, day and night, man. Day and night. You guys didn't listen. Back to it again. I'm serious. Back to it again. Verse 22. Watch. In that time, the Lord said to Noah and Methuselah, stand forth and proclaim to the sons of men all the words that I spake to you in those days. Peradventure, they may turn from their evil ways, and I will then repent of the evil and will not bring it. And Noah and Methuselah stood forth and said in the ears of the sons of men all that God has spoken concerning them. But the sons of men would not hearken, neither would they incline their ear to all their declarations. Incline their ear. Back to ears again. Incline ears. You tell people, bro. They say you're crazy. They tell you don't know shit, even though they're not reading or studying themselves. Really weird. You guys think that way. Genesis 7:7. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark because the water of the flood. So here we see the actual first washing by the water of the Most High. Verse 13. In the same self day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah and Noah's wife, and the three wives of his sons with them into the ark. So they get a chance again. You just don't listen, man. Just don't listen, man. I sometimes wonder how the Most High even, why? Again, I think all of us have asked that. Genesis 11:1 says, and the whole earth was one language and of one speech. It's not just funny. I keep seeing our repetitiveness, like the washing of the word. We're in this boat, being born again. Water saves us. Now we're getting a chance to do it again, right? Now we're getting a chance to do it again. But check this out. In the whole earth was one language and of one speech. And it came to pass that they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime and they for mortar. And they said, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach into heaven, and let us make us a name. Let us make us a name. Listen to that. Let us make us a name. So now we want to be gods. Are we not here again? We're back to this again, family. Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. Now, remember that if you study diligently, you'll see the times when you'll start seeing the visits again. Got to connect the dots. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, America. And they have one language. Don't they all want to assimilate? And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. If you guys seen the movie Apocalypto, Do you remember that scene? So the old man telling the story. This one. Or this one. I'm not going to show it, but just listen. It goes like, a man sat alone. A man sat alone. Check this out. This is interesting. Okay. A man sat alone, drenched in deep sadness. And all the animals drew near to him and said, "We do not like to see you sad. Ask us for whatever you wish, and you shall have it." And the man said, "I want to have a good sight." The vulture replied, "You shall have mine." The man said, "I want to be strong." The jaguar said, "You shall be strong like me." Then the man said, "I long to know the secrets of the earth." The serpent replied, "I will show them to you." And so it went with all the animals. And when the man had all the gifts that they could give, he left. Then the owl said to the other animals, "Now the man knows much and is able to do many things." Listen to this. Suddenly I am afraid. Suddenly I'm afraid. The deer said, "The man has all that he needs. And now his sadness will stop." That's what they assume. But the owl replied, "No. I saw a hole in the man, deep like a hunger he will never fill." Deep, deep. The heart is deep. They search out iniquities. They do a diligent search. They imagine that their lands will be named after them. These people are not from this continent, and they're trying to get rid of you and everything about you. Deep like a hunger he will never fill. That's why we're seeing a nation of people that Deuteronomy 28, Hebrew Israelite didn't work. Now they want to go wobbles on you. Now they want to say, now they're the people of this land. Now they want to fit the scripture any way possible. It's disgusting, to be honest. It is what makes him sad and what makes him want. He will go on taking and taking until one day the world will say, "Ya estuvo, güey. I am no more. I have nothing left to give." See? And what did this say? It says here, "And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do." You see, a particular nation of people is going to be like this, family. They're not going to know how to balance themselves. They're not going to know how to deal with the land, live according to our people. They're not going to understand that. That's why they're hypocritical, and we see these things going on. These Christians, Republicans, Democrats, BHIs, wobbles, all of you guys, none of you are from this continent. But yet you have the nerve to tell us who we are, who we're not, to get the out of here, that we're illegals. but you're a Christian and you say you understand and know the Bible. You don't know it because you're literally doing the opposite of what you say you are. What we do know is you have imagined all kinds of things. Then it says, let me read verse 6 and 7. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language. Old Testament keepers, what the hell does it mean? It sounds to me like the Most High actually does ask other people to do things. And the Most High said here, let us go down. I mean, he sent somebody. So now, if he can send a wicked spirit to lure you to sin, if you understand that sacrifice was based on an animal and that an animal could take away your sin, why is it far-fetched for a brother like your brother to show you how to take away your own sin? Not take away your sin, but show you how to take away your own sin. Oh, that's too hard. That's right. You don't want to. You don't want to change. You want to be angry and mad. And yet say, I'm going to rule. I mean, for you guys to be saying, oh, yeah, when we rule the kingdom. What the fuck are you talking about when we rule the kingdom? What makes you think you're going to make it? Oh, yeah, when we have slaves. Oh, yeah, the heathens are going to come and serve you. All of you guys that assume you're not going to make it. No, every single one of you that talks like that, guaranteed you won't make it. It's funny to me, man. It's funny to me. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, so that they may not understand one another speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the earth, and they left off to build a city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of them of the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So we see now that there's a confounding. We see now that there's a separation. And we see that there's going to be a particular type of people, man. They're just wicked as hell. So now, let's continue to confirm these books, because we see here that there's some sort of fallout, man. It's like, what's going on? First, the water wasn't enough? Meaning like the shower? You didn't like the shower? Oh, now you want to get burned. Oh, okay. Well, let's confirm some more. Because we know now that there was some kind of going on. There was something going on, right? The sons of men started bugging out, crazy. Started bugging out. 2 Ezra 3, chapter 12. It says here, and it happened that when they dwelt upon the earth, it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, and were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first. Even after Most High washing your face with all that shit. What happened? I heard about that. They supposedly, I don't know if, they were in a street debate one time, and they said it themselves. It's kind of dumb, but they said it themselves. Well, when the woman back in the day, when the woman bleed, back in the day, the Bible says how long people would live. But apparently people lived shorter then. The scriptures say that people lived longer back then. We're dying sooner now. You guys are bad backwards. So like, oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, oh, no, I don't know. I guess they do. I don't know, bro. I don't even know what the hell, bro. They teach a lot of different weird shit. Like, I think they say that Edomites can get in, which, again, I can understand what they're coming from on that sense, but they had like this Hispanic group, and those guys were just like, I don't know, bro. It was just a trip. Anyhow, let's continue. Now, when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose a man from among them, whose name is Abraham. So we see that the Most High does call people. The Most High does deal with some people. And he does it in certain ways. So you can be in the middle of a bunch of crap. He may just have mercy on you. He may just say, listen, I like a kid, for lack of better words. I like you, kid. Let me show you something real quick. So we see here at Jubilees, it talks about the same thing. Right? I'm just confirming. These books do have some some credence to him. Okay? In Jubilees 10:11, this is an extended version here. So I'm not going to read it because it's going to take a while. But it shows how here it goes right here. Here it goes. Jubilees, I believe it's Jubilees 11:3. And the sons of Noah began to war on each other, and to take captive, and to slay each other, and to shed the blood of man on earth, and to eat blood, and to build strong cities. And the walls and towers and individuals began to exalt themselves above the nation. Ooh, better watch your back. That's important right there, family. You see this? You see this? This is what I'm talking about. The Most High called a nation. Called a nation. And he says that these other people, they started killing each other, right? And individuals began to exalt themselves above the nation and to found the beginning of kingdoms. So here's where people started exalting themselves above the people of the Most High, right? What it sounds like to me. Are we not seeing that today? Are we not seeing that? We're seeing it today. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we are. And a lot of you guys don't give a shit because this is not a black channel and I don't have an afro. So I don't know anything. You come by and scroll through and say, these beaners don't mean anything. These beaners don't know shit. I know you feel that way. I'm not offended. I'd rather like it. Make me go to work more. That's the part about it. You guys don't understand the spirit of our people. We don't quit, bro. We're not quitters. We work freaking hella hard. Why do you think Chavez whooped on that ass? It wasn't because Chavez was stronger. It's because Chavez rolled with a spirit that we roll. And that's not something you can exercise to. I mean, you can, but it takes years. You're built that way. Let's go to Joshua chapter 9, verse 6. Let's just confirm a couple more things and we'll show you something. And Abraham was in Noah's house 39 years. And Abram knew the Lord from 3 years old. And he went in the ways of the Lord until the days of his death. And Noah and his son Shem had taught him. And all the sons of the earth on those days greatly transgressed against the Lord. And they rebelled against him. How? And they served other gods. Remember it says, let us make us. And they forgot the Lord who created them in the earth. And the inhabitants of the earth made unto themselves at that time, every man his God. Gods of wood and stone, which could neither speak nor hear nor deliver. And the sons of men served them, and they became their gods. You see? I'm not lying. You guys think that I do things on purpose. Oh, man. Watch this, man. This is crazy. Look at this. I don't say it. They say it.
We out here, man. We do, bro. We the gods of the earth. That's right. We are the gods. You know what I'm saying? We are gods. Yeah? We're the gods. Gods of this earth. We out here, man. We do, bro. We the gods of the earth. That's right. We are the gods. You know what I'm saying? We are gods. Yeah? We're the gods.
And the sons of men.
We out here.
We are gods, he says. We are gods, he says. We are gods. We are gods. That's what he said. I didn't say it. That's what he said. So this guy right here, this little dude right here. Okay, that's what he said. We are gods. And the sons of men served them, and they became their gods. They created themselves. Why do you think we have this? You think it's a coincidence, family? Why do you think we have this? They created an image to serve themselves. Why do you think Jeremiah 10 says what it says. Show you this real quick, fam. Jeremiah 10 and 10 says what it says because of this. Okay. So this is what's godly. Hold on, before I forget. This is why they became ungodly. They started serving themselves. They forgot about the Most High. They became their own gods. Okay? So I'm going to show you this real quick. Hold on, before I forget. Let me get rid of this, all right? See, so you guys that are celebrating Christmas right now, you funky Christmas Christians. Okay, that's it. Jeremiah 10:2 says, "Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathens." Okay? Let's just stop there for a second. Learn not the way of the heathen. But whoever you want to consider heathen. Okay? Let's just say. It says, why? Why does God say, don't learn the way of the heathen? For the customs of the people are vain. What are customs? For the customs of the people are vain, he says. Department, a place support, or duties levied. It says here, get out of the way, bro. Custom, not customs. Oh my God. Did you spell it wrong? Customs. Yeah, I did spell it right. What the hell? A usage or practice common to marry or particular place, long established practice, considered as an unwritten law. Repeated practice. So it says here, for the customs of the people are vain, meaning their culture. Right? Their culture is vain. Their customs, meaning their costumbres, things that they do. Why is that? They says here, for the customs of the people are vain. So that says to me, and I think it clearly says to you, that the costumbres of the people are full of vanity. Why? For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hand of the workman with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. The custom of the people is vain. What does vain mean? What does vain mean? So we know that that's a common practice by people. Vain means showing an undue or excessive pride, having no real value. What happens every Christmas, fam? Who has the biggest trees? Who has the better lights? Right? Who has the bigger gifts? Are you gonna outdo your brother this year? Pedro, are you gonna outdo your brother? I'll be real. Are you gonna outdo your uncle, your dad, are you gonna outdo your wife, your ex-wife? Are you guys gonna outdo your ex-wife because she's got better gifts for your children? So you're gonna get better gifts for them? Again, the customs of the people are vain. Why? Because it's all vanity. It's literally pointless. It's a custom, a yearly costumbre that is full of vanity. You don't like each other. You guys fight all the time, but yet in Christmas, you want to get along and act like you love each other. The custom of the people are vain. Because now you guys are worshiping yourselves. Yeah. When you go in there and you show off and you're dressing, oh, look at what I bought, look where I'm going, you're worshiping yourselves. Again, we're back to the beginning of times. Back to it again, man. Back to it again, family. And that's why I tell you, man, you guys better be ready. You guys better be ready. You gotta be ready. Better be ready. Because what's about to happen, and I don't know when, but I'm not gonna say, oh, well, we got time, so let's just kind of chill. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. Jubilees 19:27. It reads, Jacob, my beloved son, whom my soul loveth, may God bless thee from above the firmament. Yes, we're in between waters, okay? There's nothing new. I don't know why you guys are surprised. We're in between waters. And may he give thee all the blessings wherewith he blessed Adam and Enoch and Noah and Shem, a lineage. And all things of which he told me, and all the things which he promised to give me, may he choose to cleave to thee and to thy seed forever, according to the days of heaven above the earth. To thy seed of who? Of Jacob. Jacob. Even in this book. I don't know why you Christians are trying to go anywhere. This ain't no rubber band. The Bible is not a rubber band. So, remember I was telling you guys about the times of Noah and all this stuff? We're back to it again, family. You guys got to be careful. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. Watch this real quick. 1 Peter 3:20 says, for which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was preparing 120 years. How many days does he give us? 120 years. Wherein few, that is 8 souls were saved by water. Him, his wife, 2, 4, 6, 8. And the like figure whereunto even baptism does also now save us. You see how he's comparing baptism of the water? Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards God. So here it says that water saved us once. Water, the word, is going to save us again, but not the technically water to cleanse your nalgas way. The word, the water. Like John 7:38. John 7:38, I think it's John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Boom. Here we go. That's it. The like figure whereunto even baptism does also now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards God. Why? Because remember, this time you ain't getting no hope if you don't get it right. So again, we're back at it again. We're back at it again. Like in the days of Noah, which sometimes we're disobedient. Matter of fact, I think even Matthew talks about it. That in the days of Noah, right? I think it's like, I don't think I wrote it down. Let me see if I have it. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Look, Hebrews 11:7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. See, I don't know, man. All I know is this is what's moving me. I'm trying to tell you guys. You want to believe me? Can't tell you. But I'm moved with fear. And the fear is the discipline that I've been talking about when I first started the class. Prepared an ark to the saving of his house. You see how he's responsible for his household? You men are responsible for your household too. By the which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, by which is faith. So we see that the days of Noah are not that far-fetched from what it is today. If anybody can try to help me on that one regarding Matthew, I think it's in Matthew, that they were partying and drinking. I think it's this one. So maybe it's this one. 2 Peter 2:2, it says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of the truth shall be evil spoken of. Damn. So even by us, like, say, for example, we're trying to do the right thing. You got people saying, what are you guys doing? You guys are fake. You're like, we're just trying to do the right thing. Oh, you guys are a cult. Why? Because we want to take care of our people? Because I don't want to help the white man anymore, or the black man anymore, or the Asian man anymore. I want to help my gente. That's a cult? You're stupid. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of you long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. You see? They make merchandise of you. Yeah, don't these camps ask you guys for money? Sell you shirts and bracers and Yahushai and Yahweh and the fringes and through covetousness they shall make vain words and make merchandise of you. They're gonna make money off of y'all. You're getting all the hints, but you don't listen. No, that's right. That's right. I'm not black enough for you guys. That's right. Or white enough. Black or white enough. One of the two. I didn't get a degree. What does he know? He's Mexican. For if God spared not the angels that sin, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them to the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the whole world, on the world of ungodliness, and turning the city of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with a overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Look, the reason I'm sharing this with y'all family is because the only people that really have an opportunity, you're literally sitting there in front of it. You look at it every day, every morning. You look at it in the mirror every day. Because I don't care what people say, man. We are getting these judgments. Every single one of them. Psalms 147:19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Judgments. Judgments. We know them. Which is why I laugh at you guys. Listen, even politicians are catching on now. Look, I'll tell you this right now, family. These are Christians. Go to church every Sunday. They go to church every Sunday. You know, they do the whole, if they're Catholics, they go like, you know, that whole shit. You know damn well if they're in their other churches, they're all crazy. Okay, let's check it out. You see, the stranger that is above thee, the stranger that is within you will get above you very high. So now they're going to justify. They're going to justify. Because our people supposedly are not legal. Now you got Canaanites that can get away with crimes because the mothers of them are at the podium making decisions. Oh, and by the way, Vivek, if you don't make it to the, if this is for Vivek, Razi, whatever. If you don't get voted and become president, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to kick your ass, man. I'm going to find you and I'm going to kick your ass if you don't get voted as a president. I'm going to tell you right now. You better hope you get voted. You better hope you get voted, man. I'm telling you, you better hope you get voted. You ain't going to see me coming. Let's go.
They should not be on the hook to pay for those who are here illegally. And you get here illegally, you need to learn how to speak English. You need to understand the culture in America, where I myself have experienced, where I grew up in South Central LA, the low-skilled jobs and other jobs in that area that have been taken by illegal immigrants.
So a judge is now bringing politics. A Negro, an African from Africa, passing laws favoring another Negro because he's supposedly not illegal. But my gente, who is of this continent, we are. Yeah, I can't make this up. But let's continue. Maybe this ass whooping might actually wake you people up a bit.
Migration and that we need to learn English. The U.S. does not have an official language. English originated in Europe. As a black person, you should know what is law doesn't mean it's morally right. Slavery was legal at some point. In Fontana, there is no MICO, no ability to have a restaurant from home. The micro-enterprise home kitchen, even though the county allows it. And no lunch trucks are allowed in Fontana. SB 972 specifically states only health officials can enforce the retail food code. Not a private company from Pleasanton for $500,000. Democrats are blue, Republicans are red, yet none of them give a damn about you. They lock us up in cages, they don't give work permits, and when you work for yourself, they still give us land of the free, dumb, and when you finally realize that it's not, it'll have you looking like the smart one. We deserve a chance. So you'll shut me down because my skin is brown, same color as the soil? Imagine telling us to go back to where we came from when we are literally standing in the land of our ancestors. It's like telling a fish to return to the ocean while it's already swimming in it. Somebody didn't do their history homework. Set us free, let us be, take off the lid, and fuck your taxes because those same taxes are the same ones funding bombs dropping on Palestinian kids. Fuck you.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
That's right, man. Come on now, man.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
The hell out of here with that African shit. You don't even judge righteously. Y'all are fake ass Christians, bro. Let's continue.
Our First Amendment right and the police for they use special favors for them. So we're here because she's also used racist rhetoric against our people, and also called us illegals and told us that we need to learn the language.
Damn, you see how many officers came out of that?
Trying to antagonize us and arrest us for exercising our First Amendment right, and that's what we're doing here. All right, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Look at that.
Stay back or you're gonna go to jail too.
Okay, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Get back. Get back. Get back. Keep watching.
What crime did he commit? What crime did he commit? What? No. What? What the fuck? What the fuck are you gonna call me? Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
Join us in the next City Council meeting November 9 and hold for Canada PD for being puppet.
¡Viva México, cabrones! Maybe that'll help you guys a little bit. How you guys like to be treated like shit, man? You know how you turn this around? You turn this around through wisdom. I know you think that you can't. If you don't think you can, then you don't believe in the power of our Creator. Because how are you going to figure that strangers are going to find themselves in our land? And then, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll say it like this. If we're not the people of this land, then where are we from? I don't see Mexicans in like that culture, right? In Asia, in Russia. Shit, I don't see it in Spain. Definitely don't see it in Africa. I don't see it in any Arab nation, in Hindu or anything. So where are we from then, Wobbles, if we're not from here? Anyways, going back to this. Christianity sucks, bro. Listen to this. This is the hypocrisy about you guys. Because listen, Christians love politics. Politics love Christians. Christians love politics. Politics loves Christians. But you're the most hypocritical people in the world. You pass these laws. You say you care. Okay, I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. America, I'm pro-life. Let's kill those beaners that are crossing the border. What does Vivek say? Vivek, I'm telling you, Vivek, you better be president, bro. Because if you ain't, you better be president, Vivek. Because if you're not president, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm telling you right now.
Jesús estuvo a favor de los pobres. ¿Que no es amor? ¿Dónde está el principio del amor al prójimo? ¿Dónde queda? ¿Quién crucificó a Jesús? ¿Quiénes lo martirizaron? Los poderosos de su época, que lo espiaban, lo perseguían, lo llamaban alborotador del pueblo y lo crucificaron. Esa es la esencia de la doctrina cristiana. Y eso no lo practican. Mucha hipocresía.
That's the truth, man. Hey, you know what's so funny? You got these Canaanites, right, helping Republicans. You see a lot more Canaanites now. They're going. See, that's what I'm saying. It didn't work. So the Bible didn't work. So now you're going to go Republican. Now you're going to go Democratic. Now you're going to go political. If you're not from the source, it will never attract you. You can use all these pictures if you want, Wobbles. That's all I see of you guys. Just showing pictures and shit. And it's like, what kind of person would think that? You know, how destroyed are you? How can you tell your wife, bro? How can you tell your wife that you are the real Mexicans when even, see, the RAZA expresses themselves continually. The spirit of us is continuous. It doesn't stop, no matter what. Continuous. We're givers. We're helpers. We're builders. We're workers. We create markets. You see, we're innovators. We're ingeniouses. When these conquistadors came, they saw the same thing that I'm telling you right now. Y'all don't show none of that shit. You don't have the diet of the Americas. You don't have the building skills of the Americans. You don't have the spirit of the Americas. You don't even know how to farm. You don't even have the spirit of the people that said when they came here that women were modest. Like Spaniards even said that the women here were modest. You show me one modest black woman.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Shit, I think white women are more modest than y'all. Those are just facts. Want me to tell you. But again, this is what Christianity does. It will confuse you and confound you and make you think they really sold you guys this delicious Kool-Aid. You guys are starving to be the people. And unfortunately, you bottomed out. And now we're starting to find out, wait a minute. These guys are saying that we're not the people, but I keep looking around and I'm like, shit, man. I'm constantly reminded. Let's continue.
En sus iglesias los van a cuestionar. Sus pastores evangélicos, los sacerdotes católicos, sus hermanos de religión, porque además de que están actuando como malos gobernantes y malos ciudadanos, están actuando también como malos cristianos. Pero yo creo que la gente se da cuenta de que son actos contrarios a la...
Very true. Very true. See, we don't like hypocritical shit, man.
Dice.
Guys, you say care about God and God and God and God. But at every moment, you are killing people, supporting Israelis, and then you're saying in the same breath, hey, Bibi, just like you're killing those Palestinians over there, you take care of that while I kill the Mexicans over here. Yeah, that's what Vivek said. He's going to bomb you Mexicans. Yeah, and you know what's so funny? Here's the best part of it all, family. These are the same people that supposedly they're all about, you know, being politically correct, right? You see these white people, right? They're always like politically correct. Okay, Mr. White people. If you guys want to be politically correct, I'm sorry, you don't want to be politically incorrect. And you're like, oh no, we're honest. Okay, then stop fucking calling it. And like Eisenhower, call it Operation Wetback. You should have that promotion. And it says Operation Wetback. Vivek supports Operation Wetback. That's what you support, Vivek. That's what you support, Donald Trump. That's what you guys support, Republicans. Operation Wetback. So if anybody is a fake mofo, it's you guys. You. Because you don't want to call it for what it is. No. It's the Eisenhower. Y'all are a bunch of hypocrites, man. And you go to church every Sunday. And then you sleep with your wife's best friend. Or the dude sleep with his son's best friend. Another kid. I mean, y'all are full of debauchery, man. I got some videos to show you. Y'all are nasty, horrible, spiritual, so-called people. And I'm glad that you're being exposed. On a political level, on a spiritual level, on a historical level, man, even just on common sense. Let's go.
Dices en una parte que la Iglesia Católica, la jerarquía católica, no desea el bien de México, sino desea todo lo contrario, ya que si en lugar de criticar las políticas públicas del gobierno tuvieran prácticas y enseñanzas cristianas, la cosa sería distinta.
Esto es, una parte de la jerarquía católica que está criticando las políticas del presidente Andrés Manuel López Obrador van en contra de los mismos principios cristianos. No se puede erradicar la violencia con más violencia. Eso lo que provocaría es incendiar al país, y el presidente Andrés Manuel López Obrador está gobernando teniendo paz en el país.
Que todo lo que va a la gente lo tachan de populismo o de paternalismo. Cuando empezó esa política empezaron a quitar, a socavar el estado de bienestar en Europa y empezaron las crisis. Porque ya no hubo equilibrio, ya empezó a haber más acumulación de capital en unas cuantas manos y más pobreza. Por eso nosotros queremos seguir avanzando en el estado de bienestar. Esto el conservadurismo mexicano no lo entiende. Y lo paradójico es que van a los templos, van a las iglesias, van a los templos, van a las iglesias y se olvidan de los mandamientos y se olvidan de la doctrina cristiana. Entonces, ¿cómo estos conservadores llegan a negarle la posibilidad a una gente humilde de ayudarlo, de que salga adelante, de darle la mano para que se empareje y caminemos todos juntos, y al mismo tiempo se dicen cristianos? Son unos reverendos hipócritas.
Son una bola de hipócritas, pinches cristianos, güey. All like hypocrites, bro. And I'm glad that you're getting what you're. Oh, you can talk all you want, and I know that some people are mad. Like, this ain't Babylon. Yeah, you got that. Yeah. Did you know Killer B? Because you keep saying that I guess it was made up recently. Christians believed that a while ago. It wasn't a BHI thing. You're living in a BHI world in your little compartmentalized car with your 40, your drunk ass self. Get help. Get help, man. I don't know who you are, and I sure as hell don't want to know you. You're fucking worse than these guys. Let's continue with this, okay? We got some more hypocrisy going on, and then we'll move on. Probably going to be...
La hipocresía.
Yes.
Eso tiene que ver con la derecha. La hipocresía. Esa es su verdadera doctrina. El doble discurso.
Far right, the Republicans, Democrats, all you politicians, but specifically you Republicans. You guys are evangelists. You're a big-ass evangelical organization. You claim God and you preach the Bible and Trump. Oh, God sent Trump. And you are literally the complete opposite. Okay, you use the doctrine of discovery, the Bible, to oppress other nations. You took this land in 1823. You justified the takeover of the land with the Bible. Because it relates to the Papal Bull, which the Romans wrote, which they wrote because supposedly they were to convert everybody. And you want us to believe. Now, for example, I guess this so-called African American lady, like laughed at Vivek's name. Now Vivek's like, "Oh, that's racist." Oh, okay, that's racist. But saying Eisenhower, I'm going to deport he said that he's going to deport all illegal immigrants in 12 to 15 months.
La doble moral, el ir al templo, a la iglesia. confesar, comulgar, para dejar en cero el marcador y luego pecar, sobre todo pecado social, porque se dedican a robar, a humillar al prójimo y luego al siguiente domingo de nuevo
güey.
a confesar,
Otra vez, cabrones.
a comulgar.
Otra vez, güey.
Y ese es el ciclo de la hipocresía.
Eso.
Olvidan los mandamientos.
Eso. Dilo otra vez, hermano.
La hipocresía, eso tiene que ver con la derecha. La hipocresía. Esa es su verdadera doctrina. El doble discurso, la doble moral, el ir al templo, a la iglesia. Confesar, comulgar, para dejar en cero el marcador y luego pecar, sobre todo pecado social, porque se dedican a robar, a humillar al prójimo y luego al siguiente domingo de nuevo a confesar, a comulgar. Y ese es el ciclo de la hipocresía. Olvidan los mandamientos. La hipocresía.
Los mandamientos.
¡Que alguien me explique!
Wow. And here's their hypocrisy, family. They sure as hell hate you Mexicans, but you know, in secret, they're going over there and buying land. In secret, yeah. But you guys are the ones coming over here. They're the illegal ones in Mexico right now. Oh, you guys didn't know that. Welcome to the world. Wake up. Take up. Look.
El famoso sueño americano hoy es un sueño al revés.
Sí.
Hoy el sueño americano se convierte en el nuevo sueño mexicano. El sueño de los ricos para explotar a los pobres.
Sí.
La pobreza que busca sobrevivir en Estados Unidos y en Canadá, y los canadienses y estadounidenses que buscan explotar también o huir de las crisis económicas y buscar un refugio financiero. Adivinen ustedes en dónde. Bueno, pues precisamente aquí traemos esta primera nota y vamos a tenerla como contexto.
Ricardo vive con su hermana y 2 sobrinos en Phoenix y entre los 2 adultos apenas si pueden pagar el alquiler. Carlos, quien vive solo en su apartamento en Los Ángeles, dice ya no podrá solventar el costo de la renta.
Pagaba $1,050, pero ahora quieren que les pague $2,100.
Los precios de alquiler son tan altos en todo el país que, según un estudio de Zillow, un trabajador de tiempo completo que gane el salario mínimo nacional de poco más de $7 necesita 4 trabajos o 3 compañeros de cuarto que ganen la misma cantidad para pagar un apartamento típico de 2 habitaciones, gastando un máximo del 30% de su sueldo en la renta.
Lo que nos encontramos en Los Ángeles es que la gente está pagando más del 50% de sus ingresos en la renta. Y eso ha causado mucho desalojo en Los Ángeles.
Esta situación la vivimos nosotros también aquí en Canadá. Y todos nuestros amigos en Estados Unidos que están conectados a este live pueden comentar aquí precisamente sobre esto y verán que es una realidad. Las rentas están por las nubes. El precio de las casas está estadounidense. Miren nada más lo que está pasando y ahora vamos a ver cómo esto nos está afectando también desde México.
Laura Heder y su esposo se acaban de mudar de Washington a la Ciudad de México, pero ellos no son los únicos. En las calles, parques y restaurantes de la capital mexicana se ve una creciente migración de estadounidenses. Así lo ha comprobado Ismael, quien ha modificado el menú de español a inglés ante el creciente número de comensales provenientes de Estados Unidos. La Secretaría de Gobernación ha contabilizado una derrama de...
Ya ven, güeyes. You see? Vivek? You see? Mr. Illegal Aliens, you are what we call a virus. Let's define the definition of virus. Virus meaning. So, it says, an effective agent that typically consists of a nucleic acid molecule in a protein. and is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host. An infection or disease caused by a virus, a harmful or corruption influence. A piece of code that is capable of coding itself and typically has been a detrimental effect, such as corrupting the system or destroying the data, meaning what? That they will mimic, copy, create Christianity, bring their stupid fucking white Christmas again, and then corrupt your ass to satanic shit. And then guess what? The stranger that is above thee, or the stranger within thee, should get above you very high. But no, you guys are the ones that are illegals here. I mean, come on, bro. I'm lying. That's not true. Not true.
There was a
My folks ain't moving over there. Technically, they are. I'm gonna cut it soon because I'm gonna show this to y'all, and then we're going to start tomorrow in the morning class. Okay? Because it's at 7 p.m., so I want to rest. So I want to share this with y'all. Plus, the camera's dying. Perfect timing. I want to share this with you guys. Okay? So check this out. I mean, personally, I've never heard of Wabos disappearing because of smallpox. Now, I do know that smallpox, that we got it because of Africans. Yeah, smallpox was here. The white man brought it. The black man carried it. So here we see smallpox. 16th century Mexican drawing of smallpox, the disease that destroyed the empire by crippling the defenders of Tenochtitlan in battle against Cortés and his native allies. An epidemic broke out, a sickness of pustules, right? As you can see, dominated by smallpox, 2 men lie dying or dead, their bodies spotted with pustules. Smallpox again, right? Check this out. It says here. These are different books. I'm not going to name them just for the sake of time. It was smallpox. It had been, plus I've showed them in other classes. It was smallpox. It had been speculated that the malady came with Spaniards shipwrecked in the Yucatan coast in 511 and with the soldiers and sailors of Hernan Cortés de Cordova. Right? These smallpox were brought by somebody. I'll show you who. With the men of Narvaez had come a black man suffering from smallpox. And he, the black man, or the black guy, or the African, infected the household of Sempoala where he was quartered. And it spread from one Indian to another, and they, being so numerous and living together, quickly affected the whole country. The Mexicans had never seen smallpox before and did not have the European meager knowledge of how to deal with it. The old soldier chronicler, Bernal Diaz del Castillo, called the Negro a very black dose, for it was because of him that the whole country of Mexico, Mexicas, was stricken with a great many deaths. Probably several diseases were at work shortly after the retreat of Tenochtitlan, because Bernal Diaz, immune to smallpox like most of the Spaniards, very sick with fever and was vomiting blood. Look at this, man. Speak of smallpox again. I'm just kind of pointing some stuff out. Esteban Sico was undoubtedly not the only black slave to have come along on this expedition. You see, your stories didn't start in 1619, so stop it. Yeah, we're conquistadors too. It's okay. We know now. And then you're going to get it now. Indeed, we know that the fact that when Narvaez had gone to Mexico, that's why we understand why jails the way they are structured, why RAZA does what they do. The spirit bears witness. And what's happening in there is going to happen again outside of them. I'm just giving you a heads up. A number of black servants had accompanied his army. Ooh, a number of black servants, not slaves, had accompanied his army. One of them, Narvaez, personal slave. Narvaez was black, by the way, was later said by chroniclers to have been the man who introduced smallpox into Mexico. Black servants. Bernal Diaz. I'll put this out another time, this book. Bernal Diaz tells of another Negro in Narvaez Mexican expeditionary force, a jester named Guidela, who went over to Cortez along the side along with most of the white troops. And it's one doubts whether he was rewarded for this gesture. Most of his white troops. You see that? There was black troops, and there was black servants, and there was Narvaez, and most of his white troops, which means Narvaez was what? Not black. The English would later transform his name into Maroons. You see, family? Watch this. He was rewarded for his gesture with his freedom. What does not hear of black slaves in the New World obtaining their freedom within organized society during this period? The only perceptible quantity of free blacks were runaways. The cimarrones, so-called something, because they tended to live in rebellious bands and fastness of mountainous cimas in Spanish. The English would later transform his name into Maroons, Moors. Interesting, huh? This is from, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mexican pyramids, Mexican mysteries of Mexican pyramids. The individuals were torn from their families to work as slaves in gold and silver mines, branded on their faces each time they exchanged masters. The prettier women were raped and infected with with pox, smallpox, leprosy, and all manner of plague. By 1545, in Tlaxcala alone, 250,000 Indians had died at the plague. I think it's the same book here. Smallpox was recorded to have appeared in the islands of Hispaniola in November or December 1518. Who brought smallpox? Africans. So you guys were here prior to 1619, which is why you don't want to share that, because it was white, mostly black, or Swati that did a lot of this shit. See, that's what I'm saying, family. Black people don't want to admit that they were actually the conquering, because if they were the conquering nation, then that means they're not the people of the Bible. Then that means that they're going to get their ass kicked at the end. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of Africans. Enjoy your football, your baseball, your basketball. Enjoy it. Hey, listen, guys. If you're a loser and you're an African American, if you're a loser and you're an Anglo, you're a two-time loser, because this is your world. You're supposed to have it good. You came here to destroy us. You came with the diseases that the Bible said would be sent to the people of Israel. According,
Who are you?
there are, well, they already should know. Canaan, tell me who you are, damn demon. During Hernan Cortez conquers of Mexico, an expedition led by Panfilo de Narvaez, which is black, African, landed in April 23, 1520. You see, this was a black conquistador. Panfilo de Narvaez was a black conquistador in 1520. Not 1619. Yeah, Negroes were not. Oh, I did not know. Shut your asses up. And now you want to run from your history. Now you want to say that you're the people of the Bible, because the first narrative didn't work. Near what is today the city of Veracruz, according to several Spanish accounts, the force included an African slave named Francisco Eguia or Baguia, who had smallpox. Other reports say that the carriers were Cuban and Indians whom Narvaez had brought as auxiliaries. Sure, yeah. Or how would they get it? In any case, someone brought the virus and infected the hemisphere. Right? See this, family? It took two people. The white man and the Negro. You're going to have to live with that shit, Negroes. But Valiente and Garrido, black conquistadors, differed was primarily in the timing of their arrival in the New World. Garrido's early arrival meant that he participated in the major Caribbean and Mexican conquest. Garrido was a black conquistador. A generation later, Valiente reached Mexico and Peru right after the initial phases of conquest, and thus ended up fighting in more peripheral regions. This is why they beat us, family. I mean, obviously, our people turned against us too. And then you had a lot of dirty-ass Africans. That's just a fact. In 1519, Juan Garrido, African, joined the Cortez expedition to the mainland. And in 1520, African was one of the founding residents of Mexico City, an African. Garrido later wrote to his king that he was the first to have inspiration to sow wheat here in New Spain, meaning to get laid, and to see it if it took, and to see if it took. I did this and experimented at my own expense. Another first attributed to an African in Mexico was the bringing of smallpox to the mainland. Francisco de Iguia, one of the black slaves on the Narvaez expedition in 1520, allegedly died of the disease soon after landing in Mexican coast. Unlike later expeditions, Africans did not participate in the conquest of Mexico in the hundreds, for as Bernal Diaz observed, at that time blacks and horses were worth their weight in gold. Garrido and Iguia were. See? Make it make sense. Conquest and pestilence continues. You see? Who infected his family? Now, why are you afraid to say this? Oh, is it okay for you to say the white man did this? But it's racist to say that the black man brought smallpox? They did. We have the books. Black people, West Africans, you that are mostly here, it was you guys that brought smallpox, not the white man. Because the white man, when he went to Africa, he died of that shit. I wonder who was the dirty ones. Because, you know, they say some of y'all were dirty, right? Was it the white or the black ones? Who were the dirty ones? Now, I know some of y'all stink. You decide what nation stinks the most. Because we can smell you from a distance. Even the Bible, even the book says it in our historical facts. Oh, by the way, I don't know why I got the message down there that says something about Christmas, huh? That's stupid. We're not talking about Christmas. By the way, we're spending, yeah. Anyway, that's another story. Had there been no epidemic, the Aztecs, their war-making potential, unimpaired, and their warriors fired with victory, could have persuaded the Spaniards, and Cortez might have ended his life spread-eagled beneath the obsidian blade of a priest of Huitzilopochtli. Clearly, the epidemic sapped the endurance of Tenochtitlan. See this, family? Your history is in here. But it's not up to us to give it to you. It's up to you to reach for it. To reach for it. This is yours right here. Look at this. The plague seemed to have been an epidemic of smallpox, which was previously unknown among the Indians. So we now know that other term, that, oh, the Indian brought it. No, we didn't even know that. What if its victims were the new king himself? Shortly afterwards, the Spaniards reappeared. They had rebuilt their army in Texcala and marched in Tlacopan by the way of Texcoco. So we now know and see that it was because of the smallpox that they really destroyed us. Now, here's the interesting part. The Africans bring smallpox. The white man helps them to bring smallpox, right? And then, to top it all off, check this out. Hold on. Where you at? To top it all off, here's how they turn it around on you. Many Anglo-Texans also viewed Mexican migrant workers as unhealthy, unsanitary, and susceptible to communicable diseases. The press often reported cases of smallpox among the Mexican migrants. Why is it okay to say that? But if you say Negroes brought smallpox and all kinds of diseases, that's not okay. This is made up. The other ones are facts. You're good at saying we are disease. White American population with everything from smallpox and meningitis. It says here that millions of citizens out of jobs, this is what you would say, that we took their jobs, right? And we're in breadlines, that we lowered the country's morale, the country's living standards, and infected white people with smallpox, meningitis, typhoid, venereal diseases. This is from American Holocaust. A real Holocaust. Not that fake ass wannabe Israeli Holocaust that's not real. And even if it was 6 million, it's stupid to compare it. Most people had never been. Oh, watch this here. This is the question. So which one are you guys? The Africans or the Europeans? Or both of you? Along with the stench and repulsive appearance of the openly displayed dead human and animal alike, a modern visitor to a European city in this area would be repelled by the appearance and the vile aromas given off by the living as well. Most people had never bathed. Most people never bathed, not once in an entire lifetime. Almost everyone had his or her brush with smallpox and other deforming diseases that left survivors partially blind, pockmarked, or crippled. While it was the norm for men and women to have bad breath from the rotting teeth and the constant stomach disorder, which can be documented by many sources. While superior ulcers, eczema, scabs, this is who? Europe. It's them. This is how they lived. Which one? I don't know. But y'all were some dirty ass people. Same book. Spain that Christopher Columbus and his crew left behind just before dawn of August 3, 1492. As they sailed from the forth from Palos and out of the Atlantic, was for the most of its people a land of violence, squalor, treachery, and intolerance. In this respect, Spain was no different from the rest of Europe. Epidemic outbreaks of plague and smallpox, along with routine attacks of measles, influenza, diphtheria, typhoid fever, and more, frequently swept Europe's cities and towns clean to 10 to 20% of their population at a single stroke. As late as mid-7th centuries, more than 80,000 Londoners, 1 out of every 6 residents in the city, died from the plague in a matter of months. Well, as they were killing us, I wonder why. That's how they did to y'all. Even to this day, look. Put you away. See that? This is what they do to you, family. They make jokes out of y'all, man. You guys are like Mexican sardines, bro. The ship's doctor began administering smallpox vaccinations to deportees. Soon after leaving Port Isabella, the ship's doctors began administering smallpox vaccinations to deportees. Officials sometimes stamped meal tickets as proof of vaccination. So they would vaccinate you and pack you in like a sardine and say, get the fuck out of here, Bina. Since at least as early as 1763, when Lord Jeffrey Armstrong ordered smallpox-infected blankets distributed to the Ottawas. Remember, keep in mind that we have Freemasonry and that we have actually black people in 1763 going around preaching 1766 Constitution. Now, keep in mind, this is very interesting because the Ottawas, right? This is in the early of 1763. This is when Florida became part of the 13 colonies. I wonder how they did that. Did they give the natives smallpox? Man, you people are evil, bro. Black and white, both of you guys are evil. And you're doing the same. I mean, I know you want to say you're not. I know you are. You are. Definitely you are. Oh, definitely. Damn well you are. So now, check this out. Listen to this.
Spanish explorer who went down the Amazon River system in 1541 to 1542. He was the first European to cross the entire length of South America from west to east along the Amazon. He reported seeing incredible cities, advanced arts and crafts, millions of people, a thriving culture. And 100 years later, when other Europeans got into the Amazon, they couldn't find these cities. So they said, oh, Francisco Orellana, that was his name, made it all up. It was just a fantasy. And then in the last decade, as the clearances of the Amazon have proceeded, we've begun to see the traces of those cities. What happened was that the Spaniards brought smallpox into the Amazon. Smallpox.
That the Africans, that the Negroes of the Americas, the Negroes in Central South, Africans, yeah, you guys with woolly hair, you guys that say you're wobble, you say you're from here, you brought the smallpox to our people. And it was because of that we ended up losing. Well, obviously because of Most High. As you can see why you get mad in boxing. You just can't explain it. These guys got no muscles and they kick our ass. Y'all are a joke.
Devastated the local population because there was no immunity to it. There was a massive die-off. The cities were deserted. Within 50 years, they were completely overgrown by the jungle, and that's why they were not seen by the explorers who came in 100 years later. But now the jungle's being cleared, those cities are emerging, and we can say that...
So then now, here's a question to you, Wobbles. You think the white man would have been okay with you being decimated? And if it was you that we took the lands, the name from, why are we now the illegals and you guys are not? You see how stupid it is? Even your arguments are dumb. Man, I don't even know if Ebonics would have been right to use. You know what it could have been? What you guys should have done is use medication to treat bipolarism, schizophrenia, and pretender syndrome. That's what it needed. But anyways, the reason I'm sharing this with you guys, families, because I'm about to finish. I want to show you this real quick because tomorrow's going to be the other class. Okay, it's part of this, so we don't forget. Deuteronomy 28. Watch this real quick, because this is technically what's in the Bible. It said it. Verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, till he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. Remember, several of us died. Right. Verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever and with inflammation. Smallpox is like viruelas, like chicken pox. And when you get them, they're like, they blast and they're itchy and you get fevers and it burns you and you can't walk, especially if you have them on your feet or when you go to the bathroom, if they're between your butt cheeks, and with extreme burning and with the sword and with blasting, with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Verse 26, and thy carcasses shall be meat unto the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth. Didn't we read that it stank because there were so many dead people? And the Lord shall smite thee with the botch of Egypt and with the emerods and with the scabs and with the itch whereof thou cannot be healed. Chicken pox have the same effect. Chicken pox symptoms. What's this? Pox symptoms. Well, let's find out. It says rash pink, red bumps, filled blisters, crust scabs, fever, loss of appetite, headache, dehydration, pneumonia, inflammation, red eyes. The Lord will smite thee with the botches of Egypt and with the emerods and with the scab and with the itch whereof thou cannot be healed. Nobody can heal you. Who brought it? The Africans. The West Africans brought smallpox to y'all and every other disease that they brought. Most of the diseases they brought. Hard to tell you. I know y'all thought he was a white man. Yeah, they're dirty too, but they're not as dirty. Verse 35, and the Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs and with the sore spots that cannot be healed from the soles of thy foot unto the top of thy head. We saw the books. We saw the pictures, right? Y'all remember the pictures? Let me show you again. Well, hold on. Here it goes. Here it goes.
领袖呀，小雨上天，小雨上天，领袖呀，小雨上天。Let me show you something.
Boom. Let me show you something. See that? Right there. Right there. Right smackaroo right there. Right there. Right there. Right there, family. Keep in mind, I'm going to read this to you guys tomorrow, but I'm going to bring it to you guys again today, okay? To show you why. When the Most High said in verse 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thou be in thy basket and thy store. Cursed shalt thou be in the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep. Okay? I'll show you this real quick. And then tomorrow, I'm going to read this to you again, and then I'm going to bring you a book that shows that we lost all that. And now you're going to put it in perspective. I want you to put it in perspective. This is not a surprise, family. They knew who we were the whole entire time. Watch this real quick, okay? Watch this. See, they try to say that they didn't know who we were, and they only show this, that Phoenicians knew about some land, right? But this is I'm sorry. I can't never say his name. Diodorus Siculus, about 300, 400 BC, okay? This guy wrote about that the Carthaginians knew of an island. And remember, by this time, we were already here. Okay? So check this out. Watch what he says. Watch what he says the Carthaginians saw. A very beautiful land with people in it. 5.19.1. But now we have discussed what relates to the islands which lie in the Pillars of Hercules. We shall give you an account of those which are in the ocean. For there lies out of the deep of Libya an island of considerable size, and situated as it is in the ocean, it is distant from Libya, a voyage of number of days to the west. Its land is fruitful, much of it being mountainous, and not a little being a level plain of surpassing beauty. Through it flows navigable rivers, which are used for irrigation. And the island contains many parks planted with trees. Parks? Parks? What the hell? Planted with trees. Let me read that again. Many parks planted with trees of every variety, and gardens in great multitudes, which are traversed by streams of sweet water. On it also are private villas of costly construction. And throughout the gardens, banqueting houses have been constructed in settings of flowers, Tenochtitlans, floating gardens, and in them the inhabitants pass their time during the summer, since the land supplies in abundance everything which contributes to the enjoyment of luxury. You guys remember, and I'm going to show you tomorrow, but if you recall, when they showed up to Tenochtitlan, okay? When they showed up, they saw this exactly. They saw Tenochtitlan. They saw this beauty. They're like, man, I've never seen land like this before. I'm confounded by it. Not even Greece. Watch this. See if I have it saved. I probably don't. My phone died. Let's see here. Maybe this one. It's all good. I'll have it tomorrow, family. Hopefully it blows you away. Because we see here that this is a luxurious place. Flowers, abundance of everything contributes to enjoyment and luxury. Since the land supplies in abundance everything. Verse 1, Deuteronomy 28. And it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. How will he? Verse 4, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy storehouses. You see this, family? It says here that they were gardens banqueting. Throughout the gardens, banqueting houses have been constructed in settings of flowers, and in them inhabitants pass their time during the summer season, since the land supplied in abundance everything which contributed to enjoyment and luxury. Come on, fam. So now, do you want that back? Do you want that back? That is the question today. If you don't want it back, then stay with Christianity and continue to worship the demons. Go to BHIs, be their slaves, give your women to those men. Go ahead. You'll have muscle and you'll have woolly hair and you'll think that you're going to turn into some. Go ahead. While we wait patiently and administer the words to our families and raise our children right. So if you guys are really about it, I would highly suggest to take advantage of some of the scriptures that I have showed you. Okay? And maybe, just maybe, for one slight second, listen to what I share with you. I may be wrong, but what if I'm right? What if I'm right? And I'm not telling you to sin. What I'm saying is focus on examining yourself, keep the laws of God, have faith, learn the ways, teach your family, be good men, be productive, be also giving to your gente, and always be humble. and never say, I'm it. We're servants of the Most High. Lord willing, we make it. If you have that mentality and you apply discipline, family, I guarantee you that if there's any, how can I say it like this? If there's any doubt in you that you may not be the people, I would still tell you to keep the freaking laws. Because what if you are and you don't? That's worse. Don't you think? I think that's worse. So, anyways, with all that said, family, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you very much. I hope that it was edifying. I really hope so. Hopefully it was a show for Oso, the Chicloso Mugroso. And, hey, Yehudi wasn't here today, huh? We missed you, Yehudi. We missed you. Maybe you actually like the class. You know, maybe you're doing good. Who knows? But anyhow, hey, by the way, I want to say this to you, Wobbles. We're not saying that natives can't be dark or black skin, whatever, or African-American looking. We're not saying that because we know we mix with y'all. But what we're saying is that you guys are not, like the people here didn't originally look Africans. That's what we're saying. So unless you can get that in your head, I don't know what else to tell you. Give me a second. Am I playing this or not? Hold on. Hello? Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to test something, family. Give me a second here. How come it's not playing it, bro? What's going on? Okay. I thought I fixed it. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird, actually. That's actually weird. There it goes. Okay, all right. So, family, hope you guys are well. If you guys can hear this song, let me know. I don't know if you guys can. I don't think you can. Let me see. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
This is the cipher
All right, family. Let me turn it down real quick. All right, you guys take care. Hold on a second here real quick. Let me go back. Hey, stop it. Let me go back real quick. You guys have a good night. Shalom. And listen, I put the email in the front of the class. If you guys want to send me some questions, if you guys want to email me, by all means, please do. We got a brother that has a Discord, and we'd like to have more brothers connecting and sisters too. Hopefully, eventually, we have enough sisters that we can set up a different, channel where y'all can communicate often. Anyways, shalom, family. See you tomorrow. Hope you guys take care. Stay in the spirit. Continue fighting. That's all we can do. All right? All right, you take care, man. Hope you enjoy the music.
Come on, real. This is the cipher Ahora Babylon real. En esta ocasión traigo a los gangsters más gangsters de la zona. Y vengo con la familia gay. ¿Cómo dice? Llaman a real. Traigo el mensaje puro y crudo para el momento. No palabras vanas que rompen los sentimientos. Lucharé y derribaré los muros del lamento. Pídeme pues te daré los sueños que están muertos. Nunca el demonio dio mensajes de amor, pero tampoco los dio el ángel que nos abandona. Quizás miremos diferente el reloj, pero tu cielo es el infierno donde el amor murió. Political violence, criminal physical redemption hasta que acabe el baile. Typical style, musical fraile. Muchas las promesas las que se han llevado al aire. Love and love and love. Siente verdad como doy mi corazón. No more, no more, no more. It's a reggae cypher. Feed the world. What time is it? De reventar el beat. jungle in the street, reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la voz de nuevo aquí. Hay que reventar el beat. Jungle in the street, reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la voz de nuevo aquí.
Fue que me brotaron alas y ganas de volar. En las buenas mi terreno lleno, en las malas solar. Un muro que decorar, mis hermanos me sirven de guía, mi estrella polar. Guarda los hilos, me duele hasta respirar. Solo quiero ver verdad. Sigo buscándome lejos de lo que piensas. Más fácil de lo que crees, el esfuerzo trae recompensas. Vale la experiencia si es intensa. No tires de la cuerda si está tensa. Miraban al ocaso con tristeza. Las estrellas devolvían con grandeza su mirar. Nos vimos floreciendo en la maleza. La belleza de las tiendas y comienzan a encajar.
De reventar el beat. Jungle in the street, reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la voz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? El de reventar el beat. Jungle in the street, reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la voz de nuevo aquí.
51, 52, con un micro de bambú, más vuelta que Passepartout. Me siento en la old school, it's magnetic kung fu, it's a reggae magnatur, por las almas sonrientes que acompañan a Zazú. En bambalinas y balú, son rimas de menú, no salida de Benur, pero calidad y del sur. Homie, always lonely, but I feeling like a gangsta. 52, 53, a mí sí me ves venir, por eso me llaman King, ese fue mi devenir. De marchar o seguir, nunca tuve que elegir, la music me eligió a mí, no tengo nada más que decir. Saifa, Puniga, Loba, Gribbly, Fire, Killerman, Smoker, Chusta, feel like that, Rasta, Child Metal, Kimanes, original a reggae Saifa again.
Interna en la villa del pingüino, donde los calen en la antena y los que se encuentran dormidos zarandean tus emociones cual barril de vino, cosas feas quizás en tus ideas, pero aquí no, yo no opino, disparo sin mirar a todo aquel vampiro que el diente quiera hincarme, bro. Si lo digo, no es para pensar, sino para aclarar lo que tú siempre estás pensando. Acaba él, tan magnífico, imposible de torcer metal, tonto, reggae warriors again, making connection after connection, a new world, creating their freedom from them, me more. Many boy, representing this.
What time is it? El de reventar el beat. Jungle in the street, reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la voz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? El de reventar el beat. Jungle in the street, reggae music on the hit. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la voz de nuevo aquí.
La presentación, si existe nivel, sobreviviendo en Babilonia, escribí al papel mis problemas cuando al final pude entender que para ser feliz solo tienes que querer, que solamente hay una vida y es para vivir. Busca siempre una alternativa para seguir, no dejes nunca que te digan que no es así, y prende un poco de sativa para estar chill. Ey, superando ansiedades con el humo de ganja, manchas de un pasado trágico en la cancha. Seguimos siendo fuertes, su mierda no me engancha, mientras otros esperando a que lleguen en lancha. No matter where you come, no matter where you come from, solo importa que prestes atención a este sound. Desde el original, Killerman al mando. Oh, na.
Yo soy un warrior, sonido legendario. Disfruto cada segundo cuando me subo al escenario. Tengo fuego en los labios, sigo cual mercenario. Pasos de gigante y cora revolucionario. Siento que es necesario, suena el reggae en los barrios, para que cale el mensaje y para salvar a los más sabios. Entre mi imaginario, que mocheques bancarios. Si vienes con la mala vibra, mejor bro, cambia tu itinerario. Ya. Cuando ruge el león suena la música real. Venimos con el ya. Sonido de guiones, el sonido original. Ya. Reggae de corazón es el que se hace en unidad. Ya.
Reggae music on the head. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí. What time is it? Es de reventar el beat. Reggae music on the head. Romperemos las barreras que crearon para ti, pues llegaron los señores y la paz de nuevo aquí.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. Pero no caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirá siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños por cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño. Y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores. Antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente. Discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes. Investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser...
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos.
cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.